Welcome to the Ultimate Combat Experience. We've got an awesome show for you guys tonight. We've got some old school guys coming back, Yamasaki. Who do we have?
Eddie Zimmer, Nate Tayborn, and the return of the Bird Dog.
All right, Bird Dog hit a little bump in the road, but he's back on track, and we'll see how he does.
A little bit of a hiccup, but he's back on track as far as the road, round of champions is concerned. Lightweight, no holds barred, Ultimate Combat Experience. Stay tuned. Next up, lightweight, no holds barred. We've got Tommy the Gun Wagner going up against Mario Espinoza.
Tommy Gun Wagner, no stranger to the cage. This guy's been fighting all the time, and he's working through the round of champions. Although this fight isn't a part of the round of champions, it sort of got put together last minute. Now, how did that happen, Yamasaki?
Mario's fighter dropped out at the last minute. Tommy Gun happened to be there. He said, I'll take this fight if you want to do it. Props to Mario for saying, yeah, I'll do that. I showed up to fight. Let's do this. And props to Tommy. I heard he was a little bit under the weather going into this fight, and hey, here we go. Lightweight, no holds barred, coming at you. All right, Tommy the Gun Wagner versus Mario Espinoza. Great fight coming up here. Tommy coming in here a little bit under the weather, but this guy's had so much experience. And lately, I've really liked watching the more seasoned, trained fighter coming out of Tommy.
Tommy Wagner, 5'6", 155 pounds, coming out of Salt Lake City, Utah, and representing the Combat Cartel.
You know, and Mario El Gato, the Cat, Espinoza coming in here right off the streets. You know, he reminds me a lot of a young Tommy Wagner. You know, Tommy coming off the streets, but now putting a little bit of game in his mixed martial arts fighting.
Mario Espinoza, 5'9", 160 pounds, coming out of Salt Lake City, Utah as well. And our referee, Dave Selustad, getting these guys ready to go. It's like Espinoza has a bit of a reach advantage.
We'll see if he can bring that to bear in this fight.
All right.
Round one gets started off here. Fighters are circling. Both guys, their hands a little bit low, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised to see that from Tommy Gun with the experience he has. I would hope to see his hands up and his chin down, but yeah, these guys are filling each other out like many fighters do in the first round.
You know, you wonder maybe it's that experience level that he has now. Wow, a great double leg takedown. Complete with guard pass. Great job, Tommy.
I guess Mario won't be using his reach advantage after all.
No, not at all. Tommy in a really great position here. Side cross with Espinoza right up against the cage.
We'll see if Mario Espinoza has any kind of jiu-jitsu or ground game. So far, he's stuck in a pretty tough spot.
Oh,
Tommy Gun.
And a reversal.
Tommy Gun decides to it looked to me like he was fine with going to that position, kind of pulled guard.
Maybe it looked like he was attempting for a guillotine. Maybe that was what happened. And
I think he was in a better position before he went for that and ended up on his back. But
luckily for Tommy, Espinoza throwing a couple punches from the standing position, and Dave Selustad's putting a stop to that right away.
Oh, and another great
double leg takedown.
Gosh, Tommy Gun's takedowns look great. You know, he's not wasting any time, and no stranger to the ground game. He's had enough fights to know what goes on stand up and on the ground.
You know, what's so funny about Tommy is he's almost the absolute opposite of what he used to be.
Yeah, no kidding.
He used to come out running and gunning, and nowadays you see a lot more takedown and jiu-jitsu out of him.
Yeah. I wonder. I'd like to ask him about that. If that's the part of his game he's been focusing on the most, or if that's just what's coming out.
The evolution of Tommy Gun.
Oh,
he's working some great positional work here.
Giving up his back, and this might be over, Yamasaki. That choke looks like it's sunk in. This might be a short night for both of these guys.
He's got more of a short choke, a windpipe choke going on here because it's not as deep as he'd like to be. Espinoza doing a good job of defending it.
Yeah, he's peeling those hands off and keeping his chin down. Exactly right, doing what he's got to do to get out of it. Uses the cage for a little push there, and now we're going to see some of Tommy Gunn's guard. Oh, and Espinoza standing and striking again. Do you think he has any idea what Dave Selusted's saying right now?
No, he's just hearing wah, 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 wah. Espinoza, known for basically having the language barrier is basically the problem here.
All right, well, round 2 coming up.
Well, coming up here on round 2, I've got Tommy Gunn up basically one round. I don't know if I'd give him a 10-8 round, but he definitely dominated the action in that first round.
I agree, Yamasaki. It's been a pretty competitive fight, though. I mean, Espinoza, with little experience, is hanging in there. And
wow, I wonder what that was all about.
It looked like a little bit of a slip there. You can see the mat's a little bit wet, and Tommy Gunn looked like he was going for a takedown.
For a moment, and Espinoza wasting no time on capitalizing.
Oh, and Tommy Gunn gets a good reversal, and sometimes that kind of thing can throw you off your game, and the quicker you can recover and just get back into the fight, the better.
Yeah, Espinoza working a little bit of a butterfly guard. I don't know if he knows exactly what to do from there, but Tommy quickly
passes the butterfly guard and gets his head free. Now working for side control position.
I often see him in the jiu-jitsu classes here at the UCTC, and you know, it's obviously paying off.
Yeah, it makes a great transition to full mount. He's going to probably look to get his head clear and start hammering away. Oh, and Espinoza getting his feet against the cage. Yeah, he's doing everything he can to get out of there.
He's holding on and keeping that range really close so that Tommy can't really tee off on him. He's doing some really good, whether it's instinctive or not, he's protecting himself. Tommy looking to spin for an armbar.
Oh, Tommy Gunn blocks on a nice armbar there.
Nice. It looks like this one might be over.
Might be over for the second time.
Oh, and Espinoza doing a great job of taking that head out of the equation. Changing the angle.
Boy. Wow, great escape. And I think a lot of that was just guts. You know, he just battled through it. Now we're back to Tommy Gunn on his back with his guard. And
Espinoza sitting up and probably just kind of recouping a little bit here.
Happy to be out of that arm lock.
Trying to figure out what his next move is. I've seen this used, and I've felt this used where guys will straighten the legs out. What do you call that guard?
I have no idea. I've never really used that myself. What? Yeah, that's new to me.
All right. Well, Espinoza kind of
look. It's doing a great job of keeping Espinoza from getting his posture.
He just got swept with it, basically.
Oh, now
and
Tommy
here we go.
Doing
Tommy
a lot
Gunn more from the top position, getting really busy.
Oh, Espinoza in a rough situation here. He's up against the cage. He's punching back. Not usually the best idea. Odds of Espinoza doing any damage to Tommy Gunn from his back there, slim to none. So,
you know, I think the only time anybody has ever really done any damage was recently with Josh Barnett versus Gilbert Ivel. But here you go, Espinoza hanging on enough to reverse the position and put Tommy on the bottom.
And Tommy Gunn now breaking the posture and locking him down, avoiding some of those shots, and probably doing a little recouping for himself. You can see Tommy Gunn's breathing very heavy from the explosion. He probably thought that was going to be the end of the fight.
Sure, twice, a couple of times during this fight, he's had moments where it was all in or bust.
Coming down to the final seconds of this round, and
looks like it's going to go 3.
It's going to go 3. An unofficial score by myself would be 2-0 for Tommy Gunn, but
I'd agree with that.
It's still a competitive fight.
He looks like he's hurting though.
Ooh, yeah, Tommy Gunn just I can see that you can see that he's sick. I mean, he clearly doesn't feel well. He just has that look, and he's expended a lot of energy in this fight too.
Espinoza looks like he's ready to roll.
A little touch of the gloves, then here we go for round 3. A little fake by Espinoza.
I'd like to see Espinoza just pull the trigger.
Pull the trigger. Punches. Let him fly. I wonder if Tommy Gunn's gonna go for the takedown again this round.
I'd like to see Tommy throw a big overhand right and follow it up with his takedown. Espinoza's sticking his chin out a little bit, and I think that's what I would do.
Yeah, even if the overhand right doesn't connect, it'll put him in a good
on
spot for the
defense
takedown.
And set up the takedown. Nice kick by Tommy Gunn, showing a little bit more of his well-rounded approach to mixed martial arts.
And Espinoza not too active standing. He's just kind of keeping his hands up and his chin up. Oh,
big right hand.
There's a nice big right hand. Doesn't quite connect, and Tommy Gunn
another
takedown. Boy, his takedown game is really looking sharp.
Espinoza squeezing.
Espinoza's looking really composed for the lack of experience he has in the cage.
Man, there were so many fans of his at the fights tonight. It's ridiculous.
So wow, he's really cranking on that guillotine, and
I think he can sense that he's down in the cards. He feels like maybe he's somewhat close to submission, so he's figuring, let's just squeeze as hard as we can and see if we can't get lucky with this thing. And Tommy doing a great job of just being patient and working his way out.
Great work. Yeah, that looked tight, but the position Espinoza was in, it would be hard to finish from there. And Tommy Gunn landed a nice elbow right there.
I'd like to see Tommy explode right now. You got to figure Espinoza's arms are probably a little bit spaghetti-ized here.
Tommy doing a great job of taking the back again. Looking to get an arm free and maybe do some striking or sink a choke in.
I can remember the day when Tommy was nowhere near this technical.
Yeah, Tommy Gunn looks better every single fight. Even when he's under the weather, he's just positioning, transitioning well.
It just goes to show you what paying your dues and putting your time in can do. He was, it wasn't that long ago that Tommy was more of an Espinoza's position, a guy with a lot of heart, a lot of determination, no stranger to fighting and throwing down, but not very technical and without very much awareness of the actual fight game. And look at how he's changed as he's matured.
Wow, Espinoza sneaking out the back door. He's been using the cage really well to help him with his escapes tonight, pushing off of the cage and climbing up the cage with his feet. And wow, Espinoza back on top now. I mean, this fight has been back and forth. Tommy even eating a couple of shots from there.
I totally agree. I think the only difference is when Tommy's on top, he seems to be able to do a little bit more.
He's doing a little more damage when he's on top, exactly.
10 seconds, Espinoza's got to go balls to the walls. And if you're Tommy, you ought to do something too. Go for an armbar. Why not?
You got nothing to lose with that amount of time left. Wow, what a great way to start the night. Two guys back and forth the whole time.
Excellent fight. Mutual respect shown by both fighters, and rightly so.
Tommy Gunn raising his hand. I think that's appropriate. I'm guessing he probably won the fight on the judges'
I think
scorecard.
that he knows, that's how the game goes. It's who controls the geography of the fight, who's on top more, who gets more takedowns, and I think he knows.
Showing a ton of potential, I mean, with that little experience and going 3 rounds with a guy like Tommy Gunn.
And there it is, official. Tommy Gunn Wagner, your winner tonight. Great job, Tommy.
And I'm sure we'll see Mario Espinoza again, huh?
Yeah. He's a cat. He's got 9 lives.
Find top name brand clothing at unspeakable prices at Big Rod Clothing. Mention UCE and save 10%.
I'm going to tell you right now, I want to thank you very much because it was a great fight. You gave a great show to the people that came out tonight. So great job for that. Congratulations.
Que te da las felicidades a todo el mundo porque diste una muy buena pelea de parte de todo el mundo. ¿Qué es lo que dices?
Thank you. All right, good job, man.
Skull Candy, the official headphones of the UCE. Check out their complete line of headphones and accessories at skullcandy.com.
All right, this guy walked into my office on Tuesday and could barely breathe. He's got a sinus infection. He's been sicker than a dog all week, and things just didn't work out tonight. I mean, that guy didn't weigh what we thought he weighed and needed an opponent, and this guy, Sicky McGee over here, stepped up and took a fight, man. Talk to me.
Yeah, man, I haven't been able to train all week, and I feel bad for not being there with my team,
Look, you look at this guy's eyes. He's not feeling so good.
I just barely got antibiotics on Wednesday. And
are those going to make you grow, Tommy?
I don't think I'm ever growing anymore, man.
Tommy Guns, man, you're a warrior, and you came out here and showed your warrior spirit tonight, man. I'm very proud of you, and you did a great job, man.
Well, I want to say thanks for the Latino community for coming out, because I see he had a lot of people here for him, and that's good, because we need more people coming out and watching the fights and participating. Mike, I want to thank you. You make it possible for all of us.
God bless you, brother, man. I appreciate it.
All these people should be out here thanking Mike because he does do a lot to make this possible. I want to thank my team, Combat Cartel. I want to thank Machado Jiu-Jitsu. We're #1. I'd like to thank all the fans that came here, not just mine, but the other guys too.
And your fans are rowdy dudes over there, so thank them before they get roughing me up. So great job tonight, Tommy. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Wow, what a showing for Espinoza. I mean, the crowd was going wild. He brought a big crowd to the fight. And, geez, goes 3 rounds on his first fight with a very experienced Tommy Gunn. What do you think, Yamasaki?
I'm kind of speechless. It was a great fight, 3-round battle. Tommy Gunn wearing the battle scars to prove he was in a fight. Mario taking in the distance. I think everybody was a winner in this fight.
I think that one could have been a round of champions fight. I mean, that's what we look for, 3 rounds of nonstop action like that. I'm sure we'll be seeing more of both of these guys. Stay tuned for more of the Ultimate Combat Experience. It's a 10-pound heavier Sugarloaf coming at you. Mike Crisman moved up a weight class to take this fight. Who's he going up against, Brian?
Isaac Goodman from Throwdown North. He's bigger and stronger than ever. He's looking like a freaking freight train. That guy is so ripped. He didn't really get a chance to show everything he had against Paul Sizemore, but he's back, and I think he's ready to do his thing. He's back, and we know Mike Crisman's always ready to rock and roll, so stay tuned for the Ultimate Combat experience. Wow, well, Isaac Goodrich back off of a difficult loss to a very, very seasoned fighter in Paul Sizemore. So here he is, and he's looking, like I said, ripped. I mean, there's just not an ounce of body fat on him. Giant Marine, scary-looking guy. He
is a scary-looking guy. He's 5'10", 195 pounds, coming out of Layton, Utah, and representing Throwdown North. It's Havoc. Going up against Mike Crisman, Sugarloaf.
The exact opposite in terms of body type. But you know what? He's shown how hardened and how resilient he is as a fighter. 5'7", 185 pounds from West Valley, fighting out of the Combat Cartel at the Ultimate Combat Training Center.
And it's no wonder why people like watching Sugarloaf. He brings such a good energy into the ring.
Yeah, he really enjoys fighting for fighting's sake. He's not one of these prima donnas trying to do too much. He likes fighting. He likes throwing down, and it shows.
That is one of the redeeming qualities of the Sugarloaf.
Oh,
whoa, a nice big head kick
out of Goodrich right off the bat, and they're going back and forth.
These guys are trading great shots right off the bat. Oh man, I don't even know what to say. Those guys are just throwing down. That little uppercut there, way out of range. Sugarloaf dropping back and then coming in for his own left hook.
Goodrich putting together some nice 1-2 combinations. Oh, hey, a nice big right kick. I like how Goodrich is mixing up his techniques.
His techniques are being mixed well. His hands are, his defense is good. He's keeping his hands up well and avoiding a lot of these massive shots coming from Sugarloaf.
Crisman has a slightly different approach. He just puts his head down and comes forward with heavy forward pressure.
Forward pressure and bad intentions, right, Yamasaki?
We've talked about this many times. People kind of turn their nose up at that, you know, some of the more trained fighters, but the reality of it is it's always dangerous.
Oh, what was that? Was that a little fake out of Crisman there?
might have been.
Little point.
I think he cracked himself up, but right as he was kind of patting himself on the back there, Goodrich gave him a nice stiff jab to the chin.
Goodrich he's got a nasty kick that comes out of nowhere.
And a nice 1-2.
Crisman better keep his hands up.
A little bit of blood on the face of Crisman. I think his mouth is bleeding.
So as the fight continues going on, do you think it goes more to the advantage of Crisman, being that he's the more experienced fighter? Or?
I think it always does.
Wow,
I think
big shots exchanged again.
And we've seen Crisman's a very, despite his appearance, he's usually in fairly good condition. And oh my goodness!
Look at these guys.
Wow! I mean, you just saw him take a huge right
Both these guys
I didn't even
heavy
flinch.
leather.
I don't even think he batted an eyelash at that.
Neither one of them. Just taking heavy leather and continuing to throw
There's a
down.
Crisman foot stomp. Keeping it real.
Crisman in a good position here. I'd like to see him bring some knees to the inner thigh of to the inner left leg of Goodrich there. Goodrich with a knee of his own.
There, nice job. Goodrich turning himself off the cage.
And Crisman saying, no way, buddy.
I'd like to see Goodrich kind of slide a little bit to his left or right and put his butt cheek up against one of those fence posts. You get a little bit more leverage when you're pushing off. But again, it's easy to say that from the comfort of of our seats here.
And Goodrich sliding in some knees of his own. These guys are working the clinch position up against the cage.
Nice outside leg trip.
Little takedown attempt, and we're great hammers by Crisman. Where's Crisman going here, Yamasaki?
I don't think he knows.
There's a big knee. There's a big knee about ready to come.
He could possibly set up what they call a darce. Oh, and to end the round, he has the guillotine on, but just seconds late.
Gosh, who did he give that one to? That was so back and forth.
I'm going to have to say Crisman only by impression. You know, you can really, the only telling thing was that there were two guys up against the fence. One guy had his back against the fence, and the other guy was pushing him into the fence, and I got to give it to the guy pushing the other dude into the fence.
Well, all right, we're getting ready for round two.
Nevertheless, a really close round one, and round two, hopefully they'll have just as much fireworks going on.
Round one, action-packed, fireworks the whole time. Here we go for round two. Goodrich filling Crisman out with the jab. Comes in with a little bit of an overhand right there.
Both guys kind of sticking their chin up a little bit.
And
good
Goodrich
Lord.
takes a heavy shot to the chin and gets backed up and wobbled for a second.
Pops right back up.
And we got Crisman pressing Goodrich against the cage.
Both of these fighters
takedown,
just...
and he gets it. And but he can't keep Goodrich down. He pops right back up, and now we're seeing a little role reversal here.
You know, you got to wonder if you're Goodrich. You know, maybe why would you want to keep standing? You know, so far it's been pretty even, and then just recently you've suffered a knockdown. Granted, it's easier to sit here and analyze it and play Monday night quarterback, but you know that's our job. And you almost wonder maybe if he changed it up and took this fight to the ground and tried to be the guy on top, if maybe you could turn this fight to his advantage. Another great outside leg chip takedown by Crisman in the meanwhile.
And Goodrich pressed up against the cage once again, and Sugarloaf doing a great job of just pressure.
That's awesome.
Wow,
little arm trap and elbow. He's got
heavy shots. He's finding the openings all over the place, and Goodrich has to be careful standing up here because he could eat a knee.
There it was.
Exactly
right
what I was
to the
expecting.
snot.
Another
a second one.
Wow. You know,
those were brutal. I can't believe Goodrich is still conscious, to be honest. That was amazing.
Boy, he's got a lot of heart, and
what a testament to his.
Yeah, he's got a brick chin, that guy. I mean, 2 heavy knees like that, and he's still in this fight.
Nice uppercuts by Crisman.
Crisman looks so good, man. And the fight is really turning to his favor now. He's just landing knees, hammer fists, uppercuts.
This is, unless Goodrich does something major here, it's got to be a 10-8 round. Another arm trap.
Another arm trap.
Oh, great punching there. I'd like to see Crisman just do a little bit more to finish getting that left Goodrich's right arm out of the picture and then just finish it.
What does Goodrich need to do from here, Yamasaki? He tries to stand up. He gets kneed in the face.
I think that he's trying to work his guard here, and I think he needs to just power up. I think he was halfway committed on standing on that last step, and that's why he got caught with that knee. But then again, Crisman he sees that's what you get for having so many fights under your belt.
Crisman landing a couple of nice left hooks there.
Blood on the shin of Goodrich. You got to wonder where that's coming from.
And Crisman doing a great job. I like the way he keeps trapping that arm.
Yes.
And just
landing telling blows
opening.
Versus wasting his energy just kind of flurrying against forearms.
Sugarloaf just continuing to pound away at everything he can find. Goodrich is still just expending a lot of energy. I mean, yeah, he is not giving up.
I'd like to see him walk up the cage there. And end of round 2. I got to score that one 10-8.
That could definitely be considered a 10-8 round, unofficial, of course, and we're going to see round 3, Yamasaki.
I'm excited too. This has been a great fight so far.
We got the corners getting their guys ready, and stay tuned for round 2 coming up.
Wow. Round 3 coming up here, and I'm wondering if these guys can actually keep up the pace that was established in rounds 1 and 2.
Gosh, it has been an action-packed fight.
Right here, it looks like they both decided to take a little bit of a breather, at least at the first part of this round 3.
Slow it down just a little bit. Goodrich looking fit and ready to go. Crisman looking ready to go.
No, Goodrich looks no worse for the wear, actually.
No, actually, both guys look pretty fresh for the war that they've been through in the last 2 rounds.
Guys kind of feeling each other out. I'd like to see Goodrich working his kick a little bit more.
Yeah, the kick he was using in the first round was inches away from ending the fight.
And there was Crisman being the first one off with the kick. I mean, that just goes to show you again his fight experience coming through.
Both these guys showing a lot of heart going into the 3rd round.
Ooh, nice little left hook, kind of caught glancing blow.
A little fake left hook by Goodrich.
Both fighters with their hands low.
Oh, beautiful combination.
Oh, another one.
Lands 2 nice rights in a row. And now we're back up against that cage.
There's that little chipping knee you were talking about.
And this is where the fight has really gone downhill for Goodrich. I think he's got to do everything he can to get off that cage and get back to the middle of the cage.
Crisman doing such a great job of going low on the calf and pulling the leg out to get the takedown.
Exposing his back a little bit there.
Goodrich was just not enough in his gas tank to take advantage of it.
He's got a hold of the head.
And there he goes.
He's got it.
Nice work. I hope he can get his hooks in. And Crisman doing a great job of turning and facing. He's got the half guard here.
It's so hard to hustle at that pace that you have to in a 3rd round of a fight like this.
But it's a do or die, really. I mean,
it is do or die.
You know, if Goodrich passes your guard, it could very well be over. I mean, you get a big, heavy, physical fighter like Goodrich on top of you. You know, that's never a good position to be in.
Now we're going to see what Crisman does from being on his back. He hasn't spent much time in this fight here.
It looks like he's just kind of taking a breather. Maybe it's kind of a smart idea, kind of waiting to see, you know, if Goodrich will blow his wad and then making his move. He makes the transition to full guard here.
Gets full guard, and Goodrich sneaking in a few little light punches, not doing the kind of damage that Crisman was doing to him in the 2nd round, but still he's on top in the 3rd round, and he's looks like he's working for posture now, and
Goodrich,
meanwhile sneaking some little shots in there still.
Crisman doing a good job of keeping the posture broken and keeping himself safe. I'd like to see him get a little bit more busy, but maybe that was part of his plan right there. Just kind of hold on. He's got a nice goose egg developing on his forehead there.
I think the burden's on Goodrich to make something happen here, and he does.
Another straight right.
And Crisman answers right back. These guys are going to throw down till the very last second.
Man, I cannot believe the punishment that Crisman can take and not be dropped.
We have watched 2 3-round wars in a row here. Boy, what a great night of fights so far.
You never know what can happen when it goes to the judges, and you know, with that last-minute flurry. Oh, I was going to say Goodrich might have pulled it off and snuck away with the fight, but
Goodrich clapping for his opponent. 2 classy guys here. Great work to these guys. Congratulations, Crisman. Boy, he's in great shape.
Yeah.
He was very fresh at the end of that fight.
Skull Candy, the official headphones of the UCE. Check out their complete line of headphones and accessories at skullcandy.com.
Sugarloaf's a great fighter. Got in there and started mixing it up, and I thought I had some combinations put together, but his head movement's so good that I just couldn't catch him. When I did catch him, he was able to take the punch. He got me on the ground. He has an awesome base. And hey, looks can be, don't ever question this guy's heart. He's got a ton of heart. Looks don't mean a damn thing. He's a good fighter. And, you know, I look like the better athlete, but Sugarloaf, you're by far the better fighter tonight. Just want to thank you for taking the fight. Thank my coaches, Jesse, Aldo, Gustavo, Jordan Smith, Jeremiah for coming out. I want to thank all my buddies for coming out. Hoorah, Super Fight. This is a great fight, and I really appreciate Mike Stidham putting on the show. This is my 2nd fight with him, 2nd fight period, so it's a great opportunity for young up-and-comers to get in here and test it out. I had a veteran like Sugarloaf. He has 9 wins now, and it was 20 wins. That's not what the website said. So I didn't know that. I wouldn't have fought him if that's the case.
So we're going to see you back pretty quick, or what are we going to do? I mean,
I'll get with my team.
I'm shipping out here in a few weeks. So, you know, I think that's going to take priority. I just wanted to come back in and give it one more try. And, you know, I tried it, and I'm just glad I put a good fight on for the fans. That was the interview that I said is I win, lose, or draw. It's all about the fans and making them happy. So hopefully me and Mike, we did that for you guys tonight.
Absolutely. I think it was a hell of a show. Hey, brother, make sure you stay safe over there, and make sure you come back and join us when you get back.
All right, Semper Fi. Thank you.
Find top name brand clothing at unspeakable prices at Big Rock Clothing. Mention UCE and save 10%.
Me and you were boys. I was surprised we made it 3 rounds, dude. That was a rough fight. It was a fun fight to watch. What was going through your head? I know all of us were over there screaming, yelling. You didn't hear what we said. I know it's true.
No, I hear the fans. You know, that's what I love doing, coming out here, putting on a good show like I did tonight. I like fighting tough guys like him to put on a show for the fans. So I appreciate all you guys coming out, cheering us loud as hell. That's what makes me fight harder. So I appreciate all you guys coming out and cheering me on.
Well, you know what? I love watching you fight. Who are you fighting next week? If he takes a fight, are you going to fight him or not?
I'll fight anybody. I heard it's Brandon Marchant. So he knocked me out once. He won't do it again. I want him again at 185. I'll cut down to the weight, and I'll put it on him this time.
Wow, Isaac Goodrich has just faced 2 tough opponents in a row. Paul Sizemore and then Mike Crisman, both really great Ultimate Combat fighters. And he got beat tonight. What happened, Yamasaki?
You know what? Crisman is on a tear. Now, I don't know if he went strategically planned to go from 185 to 195 so he could eat some cheeseburgers, but either way, he's looking better than ever. His conditioning is top notch, and his timing is spot on. I mean, any lesser man would have gone out from that well-placed, well-timed knee of Crisman, but props to Goodrich. He sucked it up just like any good Marine would, and he hung in there as best he could. It just, Crisman he's on a roll right now.
He's on the top of his game, and that is the Ultimate Combat Experience. Stay tuned for more action. All right, it's time for your main event. Nate Tayborn going up against James Birdsley. Nate Tayborn, one of those guys from a long time ago. I don't know where he's been, but super aggressive fighter. He actually KO'd one of the first fighters I ever worked with years ago, and now he's back. We'll see if he's still got it. Who's he going up against, Yamasaki?
You know what, Bird Dog Birdsley. Bird Dog coming off a little bit of an upset. Got caught with a shot, got dropped with a punch and KO'd. Now he's training in the high mountains. He's battling guys rap style. He's doing everything in his power to get ready and do something a little bit different. We'll see how it goes. This is going to be a great fight.
Oh yeah, this fight's got fireworks all over it. I mean, these two guys are aggressive as can be. They both like to stand and throw bombs. I think it's going to be an excellent fight. Stay tuned and check it out.
I saw a couple guys that I beat up make it to the UFC. That's, you know, kind of a kick in the nuts. I don't like that, seeing them. And I'm hungry to knock people out.
Yeah, just, you know, I love that belt. You know, I just want to keep it for as long as possible, you know, 15 years, whatnot. It would be great, you know, just to hold it down and just, you know, just be the Salt Lake City champ. You know, that's what I like. And that's what I am, and that's where I'm going to stay.
Yeah, I know that he won some matches that he shouldn't have, and I know that if he wants to stand up with me, I don't think he can.
You know, I've just been preparing by doing a lot of snowboarding, a lot of hikes up in the snow, the waist-deep powder. Oh, it's so nice, bro. You just get out there in the woods at 9,800 feet, and you hike up a mountain in waist-deep snow, and it hurts. It hurts bad. And you just tough it through it, and then after, you get a good snowboard down, and the untouched powder, and it's the best, bro. That's the best way to train. I recommend it.
Just don't take me lightly. Don't overestimate me. Even though it's been a while since I've been in the ring, I'm hungry.
Wow. What can I say? James Birdsley always leaves me with just speechless after his interviews.
I love his interviews. I don't know if I love his training methods, but nonetheless, I think we're in for an exciting fight here.
Always, always. James Birdsley, 5'10", 169 pounds out of Holiday, Utah. Ground and pound now fighting independently. Going up against Nate T-Bone Tayborn.
We haven't seen Nate Tayborn for a while, but
he's looking just as mean as he...
Yeah, he doesn't look any nicer than he used to be.
5'6", 153 pounds out of Salt Lake City, Utah. You know, what a crazy, he's over at Elite Performance now, so a nice kind of a flip-flop reversal of roles here.
Well, all right, we're getting ready for round one of your main event tonight. Dave Selustad getting these guys going, and here we go. Nate Tayborn versus Bird Dog. Bird Dog landed a nice kick.
Good combination from Nate Tayborn.
Oh, a big right from Bird Dog doesn't phase Nate Tayborn one bit.
Oh, and he answers with a left and a right of his own.
Gosh, Nate. So Bird Dog's going to the ground.
Wow,
he said enough of this stuff.
Look at the strength in Birdsley.
He is so strong.
Picked him right up and just dumped him down.
Trekking through that powder is paying off. he is one strong kid, always has been. Working some hammers from here. Nate Tayborn has found himself in a really horrible position.
He's actually in a triangle. Oh, but he just explodes his way out.
Rips right out of it. Seeing Bird Dog on his back, and
I think that was a smart move.
Nate Tayborn lets him up.
I think that was a smart move by Nate.
Bird Dog, again, wanting to take the fight to the ground.
Persistent on that takedown attempt.
Probably
and Nate Tayborn doing a great job fighting his way back to his feet.
Finds himself in a guillotine choke here, but doing the right thing.
Put his arm in and relieve the pressure on his neck. I'm sure the guys over there at Elite probably helped him out with that and bought himself another chance. But here's Birdsley picking him up for another takedown, and this time he's got him up against the fence. It's going to be a little bit more difficult for Nate to make it back to his feet, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot harder when he's pressed up against the fence like that to escape this position the way he did before. And
Birdsley moves to full mount.
Not for lack of trying, though. He's giving it everything he can to get out of there.
Oh, big punch.
Bird Dog is so good at getting the rear naked choke. I'm curious to see if he's going to punch away and then try and sink that in, or if he's just going to keep striking.
I'll be willing to bet that, I was going to say, you know, being over there at Elite and those guys probably knowing Birdsley's game pretty well, I would suspect that they had probably worked a lot with Nate, trying to work on him not turning his back and giving that that rear naked, exposing that to someone like Birdsley.
Nate Tayborn's raw toughness right here, I think, is getting him into some trouble. I mean, he's taking these shots from Bird Dog from the mount position, and we know he's not going to give up.
No, and yet at the same time, you know, we haven't seen Birdsley do a heck of a lot. He's just kind of chipping away. He really hasn't exploded and made an effort to really put a stop to this fight. Well, here he is with the magazine cover, and now, you know, starting to pour it on a little bit more. You almost wondering if he was timing this for the end of the round.
Yeah, well, with his amount of fight experience, it wouldn't surprise me any. And Nate Tayborn in trouble here. Dave Selustad probably looking to stop this fight. Oh gosh, a couple more heavy rights from Bird Dog. Bird Dog is just laying it to Nate Tayborn, who is reaching up, exposing himself to arm bars, and Bird Dog's not going to go for an arm bar. He's just going to keep pounding.
He's got 9 seconds, and that 9 seconds probably feels like 9 hours to Tayborn right now.
Nate Tayborn's in a really bad spot, arms trapped, eating right hands from the Bird Dog, and that's
Nate makes it through to round 2. I have to score that one a 10-8 on my unofficial card. He's got Birdsley got all the takedowns and just dominated from that mount position.
Well, you got 2 of the toughest lightweights going at it right here, and I'm excited to see round 2. We'll have to see if it's anything like round 1. I mean, I saw Nate Tayborn take some huge shots standing, and that didn't even phase him, didn't even back him up.
It just makes him look like someone peed in his Cheerios.
And Bird Dog and Nate Tayborn for round 2 of your main event.
I think we're seeing some of the effects right here. Tayborn actually looking a little wobbly.
Looking a little wobbly, takes another straight right and another big takedown.
Giant takedown. Those things are so, they're just so damaging. They don't maybe look like it so much, but your whole body is getting concussed.
Nate Tayborn landing a little knee to the body of Bird Dog. It's kind of like shooting a grizzly bear with a BB gun at this point. Bird Dog back on the mount, traps the arm.
It's not looking too good for Tayborn right now.
It certainly isn't. He keeps reaching up with his arms, exposing a good opportunity for an armbar, but I don't blame Bird Dog one bit for just keeping the mount and hammering away.
No, not at all. I mean, Tayborn doing a good job of climbing the fence here and creating a different situation.
And Bird Dog makes a slick transition to an armbar.
Oh, that thing's on tight.
Oh, wow. Nate Tayborn is so tough. And he ends up tapping out. Can't blame him for that.
Wow, dominating performance by James Birdsley, and you know, you can sense the disappointment for Nate Tayborn, but he hasn't been. This is his first time back in a while, and to go up against someone with the experience of James Birdsley, and to go 2 rounds like that, there's nothing to be hanging your head about.
No, we know Nate Tayborn has the tools to knock somebody outstanding. We know he can take a beating. I think when he gets a couple more details into his game, working with a good team like Elite, he'll get those. He's going to be a force in the lightweight division, no doubt about it.
Well, there you go. Birdsley coming back off a loss and getting right back on the horse, on the right track for his a victory here in the lightweight round champions.
Congratulations to James Birdsley and Nate Tayborn. I'm sure we'll be seeing more of you.
This post-fight interview brought to you by Beehive Bail Bonds, because sometimes bad things happen to good people.
All right, brother, I know that's not how you wanted to get started in that, but you know what? It was a great fight. I mean, he just talk me through it. Help me out. Help everybody else understand what was going through your head and some of those.
He's just quick. He took me to the ground. I couldn't get his weight off me. I want to keep it on my feet. I'm going to roll around, get some jiu-jitsu under my belt, and we'll rematch that.
So you're calling back out. You want to rematch with him? Couple weeks, months? What do you want to do? Call it out.
Let's go 2 months. Everybody come back. Let's see this again. I'm getting in better shape.
So 2 months. He's calling Bird Dog out. In 2 months, he wants to do a little bit more training and working out. Well, brother, tonight you were good, just not good enough, brother. But we'll see you in 2 months, and I'll find out from Bird Dog right now if he'll accept that fight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Tyler Ayers Law Firm is a proud sponsor of the UCE. Call them for legal help at 255-5555.
Welcome back, brother. That's the first thing I have to say is welcome back. That's the one that we all remember. That's what we like to come out, and that's what we like to see. Walk me through on that arm bar.
You know, I was just beating his face in. I haven't trained in like 3-4 months, so I was getting a little tired, so I just went for the old arm bar.
Just to make sure we ended it quick. He called you out in 2 months. What are you thinking?
Whatever, bro.
Whatever? Well, we love to see you back. If a fight comes, we'll let you know. If you take it, you take it, right?
Sure, man. I mean, I hate doing that to someone's skull. I wouldn't want to do it twice, but if you guys make me, I got to get paid somehow.
Is there anybody that you want to fight?
I'm in the lightweight championship right now. There's people already through. Got like 2 more fights, win the belt again, be nice and tight. So just, you know, going through the tournament. So my only focus, I could care less what he does now. Just going through the tournament, just gonna get my belt back.
Cool, cool. We hope to see you again. Your fans love you, we love you. Good job tonight, brother.
Hey, yeah, I just want to give a shout out to my buddy Nubs with Second Skin Tattoos, and give a shout out to the DUI hotline. Tyler's a good guy. Go see Tyler. Oh yeah, and I want to give a shout out to my boss, the GM up at Molly Greens, Mr. Brent. He's the baddest dude and gave me the baddest job of my life, and just really made me feel a lot better about what I'm doing with life. And Brent's a good guy. Thank you.
Wow, James Birdsley, he's the defending champ for the last 2 years of this weight class, and tonight he showed why.
You know what? Everybody can have a setback, a small hiccup in the road, and now that it counts in the Tournament of Champions, the real James Birdsley shows up and shows his true colors.
Against a very tough Nate Tayborn. I mean, this guy was mounted and taking a beating for a good part of that fight, and he never quit. He was actually punching up while being mounted. What do we got next week, Yamasaki?
We've got Paul Sizemore and Paul Roberts, 2 of our good friends out of the Bernales Institute of Martial Arts, going up against the Pearson clan. 2 very, very tough customers, Rusty and Chase. It's going to be a great night of fights.
Tune in next week for the Ultimate Combat Experience.